When I was a kid, I used to play a lot of physical recess-related activities like handball, soccer, tag, dodgeball, and fist-to-face ball, also known as tetherball. You see, growing up, my family wasn't wealthy, and we didn't have a whole lot of money to spend on anything besides food or rent. But the one thing I always looked forward to after a rough, friendless day at school was playing games. I wasn't a pro gamer or anything with an Xbox or a headset. I didn't have the latest or greatest computer back in the day. In fact, we only had one computer, which everybody in my family used. Anyway, here are just some online games I used to play when I was a kid. I heard about this game from a classmate once in middle school and I decided to try it out. While I didn't necessarily get much into it, I remember I fought some mushrooms for some bento boxes. When I got more into it, it was the real grind back in the day. The entire screen would fill up with shit you needed to pick up and enemies would just keep respawning. But what I remembered most was the uplifting soundtracks that set the stage for every single area in the game that needed it. You had your good old peaceful town music. Intense boss music. And music that made you question, damn, what am I doing with my life right now? What it lacked in the graphics, as a 2D side-scrolling hack-and-slash game, it made up for with an amazing library of music. One of these days I should go back to this game, and come to think of it, I still haven't gotten my bento box yet. I found this game the same time I was playing MapleStory since they were both Nexon games. Now you might think, but Hunter, why didn't you play Team Fortress 2 like everybody else? Well, to answer that, back then I didn't know what Steam was or who Valve were. I always thought that Valve was that bald-headed guy that got a wheel stuck in the back of his skull. People said he was creepy, but to me I thought he was part of a freak show. Anyway, getting back to the point, it was a first-person shooter like Call of Duty, except it wasn't focused on a world war at the time. What I liked most about the game was the sounds, especially this when you got more than 6 kills.
Go, go, go! Unbelievable! Bravo site! Unbelievable! 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 Unbelievable!
Now sadly, I can't go back to show you my old profile since Nexon sold the rights to Viagra or something, I don't know. However, I can show you my migrated profile. What the f***? How do I have 110 multi-kills and 0 kills? Well, at least my ranking was First Lieutenant too, which, as you can clearly see, is below the rank of Generals. Now I know the big question is gonna be, what's my kill/death rate? Well, don't ask, because I was bad at shooting. There was also an infected mode and a zombies defense mode. Looking back, it was a pretty fun Call of Duty clone. This wasn't really a game per se, it was more like a social forum for people to show off their virtual avatars. The great thing about it though was that you had unlimited inventory space. You can fit clothes, pieces of paper, rocks, Photoshop backgrounds, sparkling shit, and even lady jaws. It wasn't always just talking and chatting with people online in the forums. You also had zombies. There used to be a ton of people grouping up for dungeons, but nowadays it's like a ghost town with just NPCs. What's surprising though, I actually found some people who still play this game. I thought this was a cult because all their levels were the same. Another feature of this game was cow tipping. Besides that though, you could stack all the items up on your character if you wanted to, like somebody showing off their wealth by going way overboard. Be anything, build anything, destroy anything, was one of the mottos back then. Well, I mean, just to be anything and build anything, but you get the point. At the time, it was either this or Lego Worlds. I remember back then I didn't know shit, but Roblox didn't require an email, so I went with it. It used to be pretty fun because it was just so simple. You had a game where you just build by using blocks or kill people with a gray tube, and that was it. Once a week, I spent all the tickets I got from logging in on the Roblox catalog, which was 70 tickets. But I wasn't really patient enough to save up on the big ticket items, like the Valkyrie helmet. I mean, look, I wasn't gonna wait 3,000 days to become a Valkyrie. Instead, I opted for something real feasible, like a fireman's hat. So needless to say, I didn't get a job as a Valkyrie, but I didn't become a fireman either. But at least that's a real job. Back then, you can get 10 pieces of clothing for 10 tickets. Now you can't have because it's so damn expensive. I wasn't really the brightest kid either. I would send messages to the admins with incomprehensible gibberish that you might have thought it was in another language. Hey, yeah, noob. I gonna ban you by Telemon or me, either way you're gonna get banned by us, also double banned for loop killing us. These days I don't really play Roblox in general because it got overrun by these colorful block-headed ninja turtles and a few other problems as well. Although occasionally I do play it for events, you see the only thing I really liked about Roblox besides the simplicity was the Easter egg hunt. To this day I still participate in it. Even if I'm in college, that doesn't matter, that shit's fun. The main reason why I used to play this back in the day was because you can play it on a potato, quite literally. If I tried to play it any other graphically intensive game, it would fry my potato into french fries. But besides that, what made it fun was I actually got to go on an adventure to different worlds like Troll Land, Panda Land, Event Land. When I was in summer school, other kids would compete for a spot on the computer to play either this or Club Penguin. It was a simple and magical 2D browser game where you could be a warrior and cast spells like a wizard if you wanted to. Although you were limited to a basic attribute system like any other RPG, nobody gave a damn. The only thing that really mattered was you, your gear, and your adventure. It may seem small nowadays since we have all these graphically gorgeous and awe-inspiring online games like Elder Scrolls Online, Sea of Thieves, Eve's Online, Final Fantasy XIV, and Guild Wars 2. AdventureQuest Worlds is still alive, but I wouldn't exactly say well since it's a browser game, but it's doing okay. I hear they made a 3D game on AdventureQuest, so maybe in the future I'll check it out when I get the chance. These games were the culmination of my childhood, and it represented something more than just games in general. The people you met, the friends you made, and the items you bought may have come and gone, but the memories will always come back to you. Anyway, were there any online games I didn't talk about in this video? I'd like to hear your story down below in the comments section. So with that, take care and see you guys.